downs again, and so far he's not been able to make it through.
Starting now to the right side of the map in our third game here at the second round of Code A, we have the GSL Zerg player Shine.
There he is.
And of course his opponent, Caspar Protoss. To the left in blue, it is SOS, aka Shy.
There
Two
he
stars
is.
player.
Yep. And, you know, this map is, like I said, very tempting for all-ins. It's a great map to attack the Zerg player's third because as a Zerg, it's hard to defend it. You have to spread your creep decently far. That's not usually the big problem. The problem is, can you stop the Protoss player from getting on top of your ramp and then just force stealing units out while you kill the hatchery? And also, Void Ray all-ins can be quite deadly there because the Void Rays can charge up. You can use them to charge up on the rocks even before you attack. You can use them for high ground vision into the main. You can warp in units in the main there as well.
You want to target down the Zerg player's third. This is where you really want to hit. And if you don't do it, the Zerg later on in the game will get definitely the better of you, or at least an advantage, because it's so hard for a Protoss to get this third base. It's really difficult to defend it.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have Blink just yet, and maybe you will even face a Mutalisk build on this player.
Yeah, very
true. A lot of choices for the Zerg.
Very true indeed. There's so many different builds you can do as a Zerg player. Even Roach play is strong here. And Infestors can be quite strong if you control the middle of the map. Once the Broodlords come out, you have normal, very standard Zerg versus Protoss play in the late game. And here comes the Nexus first for SOS. He's going to be making the Forge part of his wall with the Nexus rather than trying to wall off the top. It seems like almost every Protoss is doing that now on this map these days. There's the spawning pool, of course, as well for Shine. So very standard builds coming out from these two players.
Shine actually even taking a little bit of a risk here. If you really go for the hatch first before the pool, then of course there's always the danger of being cannon rush. But for him it doesn't matter too much, at least not yet, because so far we didn't even see SOS scout. So SOS will get in there. Actually just hides. No, there we go. There he goes and checks what's going on. But Shine knows that he needs to double check with a probe here, with a drone here, if there's going to be a cannon. He knows by now that there is one harvester, but well, there's no pylon just yet.
Yeah,
there's no cannon, so he's fine.
Since the drone is following, he's totally fine. He's also saw the Forge timing with his Overlords. He knows he's not in too much immediate danger.
Yeah, I really like that he's trying a little bit, taking a little bit of a risk here. He's not overdoing it or anything, but just this tiny risk of getting the hatch first on a map like this, that can really pay off. If you play safe and make sure that there's an Overlord or at least a drone to scout the vicinity, that's all you need.
Yeah. And I'm really curious again about SOS's push. Is he actually just going to try to take a third? That's what he inclined to do last game. He'd put a little bit of pressure on. Not a ton, though.
On a map like Antigua Shipyard, this is a map Protoss player hate for that reason.
Yeah.
A third base is hard to take, and after the third it actually gets worse. Where do you take a fourth? You can't really take a fourth as a Protoss player on this map. It's way too difficult. A Zerg player has that problem against Terran, but a Protoss
has that problem against Zerg,
Antigua, it's like, where are you going to take that? How do you defend this?
You have to have a wall as a Protoss player against a Zerg because you rely so heavily on defending those melee units as Zerglings, but with the fourth base being so exposed in the middle of the map and all the additional bases being so far away from your main army to defend, even though Protoss players have warp-ins that you can use to defend, if a big force goes over to your fourth base and it's far away from your main army, if you send your army over there, then you become vulnerable wherever your army isn't. So it's really, really scary, and there's the Stargate coming out from SOS.
And we have the probe here, scouting the third base and still lingering around. But yeah, Stargate opening for SOS, not going into that standard push that we see on this map so often. The probe actually has to hightail it out of the third as it was scouted by a few Zerglings.
Yep. Overlord finds it, and then the Zergling goes to clean it up. And there's no sort of shenanigans coming down. The Overlord wants to see the Stargate, but he's not going to be lucky enough to do that. No +1 at the Forge just yet. I think we may see it right after the Void Ray has started, though. He could also go Phoenixes here. This is a build that some players still like to do, and he's going to go for it. I'm a little bit surprised by this for this map, though. It's like only MC can pull it off. And he adds the Robo as well very quickly. Looks like he wants to force Hydras and go into Colossi.
Apparently that's what he's trying to aim for, but on the other hand, Shine is a player who has experience with Phoenix builds, who knows exactly what to do here. And the Phoenix is actually immediately looking for Overlords.
Yeah,
He's not trying to hide it. Yeah, he shows it right from the beginning. Finds the Overlord. Shine already on his way to lair tech.
Yep. He's going to add an Evolution Chamber probably as well. He gets the Roach Warren now. There's the Evolution Chamber. Here come the extra gates. Just adding 2 more right now. Probably add a 3rd one pretty soon.
We've seen pretty interesting builds from Zerg players on this map just recently. I mean, it always comes to mind, of course, this one Nidus Network player that we've seen. But on the other hand, we already had a couple of Zerg players attempting to go for Hydralist timings after they were attacked with a Stargate opening. I'm not quite sure if Shine is going to do that right now because, well, we have him with the early lair tech that would actually benefit from a decision to go into that. But usually most Zergs try to dodge the Hydra Den and rather try to go into the infestation pit to deal with it.
Yeah, he already has his lair done, so he's going to start making that choice very soon. I think we're going to see Infestors, but he gets Roach speed first, very normal, and there's the infestation pit.
Yeah.
So he wants to play things very standard, very normal, and I respect him for that. That's probably what he's practiced. And you know,
it just looks like the safer choice.
Exactly. It's going to be tough for SOS, though, to really do a lot of damage to these Phoenixes because he's already facing 4 Spore Crawlers all over the bases. There are extra Queens. He killed a few Overlords with his initial wave, but is that really enough damage to make it worth it? He's actually supply blocked himself right now. He's trying to find something to do with these Phoenixes, but quite frankly, he's not really able to find an opening right now.
Yeah, he did not really do a lot of damage with those guys. Yeah, they're still floating around, but now he actually didn't do any damage at all. No, that can't be true.
No, well, that's...
Which tab
that was the resources loss of SOS has lost no units, not even a probe, but... You know, he's killed some Overlords here, but he's invested a lot of resources in this without really killing any drones. And he's actually going to get a few of these spawning Overlords. That's pretty lucky for him. He may even get one more if he wants to focus it down.
Killing the Overlords, of course, is nice, but still, it's only a bit of minerals, so that's not too difficult for
He's making 10 Overlords. Is that just me, or is that a pretty big overreaction to make 10 at once?
Well, that
he's going to need them later, but...
bit of overreaction at this point. And he's not really paying attention to his waypoints. That's the problem that I have with this. Yeah. They are all just floating right towards the Phoenixes. Oh, and wow. I mean, not those guys on screen right now. They make sense. There are 2 Spore Crawlers. I mean, the guys that actually spawned at the 3rd in the natural.
Yeah. He did lose another one there, though, as you mentioned. And it looks like SOS is actually just going to try to hit a timing with his Colossi, whether Hydras are made or not. He's just going to go for it.
Neural Parasite is the only upgrade still available at the Infestation Pit. We have Pathogen Glands ready, which means that all these Infestors have enough energy for the first funnel.
Yep.
And this will shorten the life of the Phoenixes.
Yeah.
But this attack is pretty scary.
If he lifts those Infestors with the Phoenixes and sacrifices the Phoenixes, it's going to make this attack very much scary. And he gets 1 Infestor already. Second one used its fungal already, but he didn't kill the Phoenixes.
Here comes this attack by SAS with double Colossus, a nice fungal on those Stalkers. But that's not going to be enough. He needs a little bit more than that.
He's supply blocked, and he misses a fungal.
Ouch.
Uh-oh. Shine may be on the verge of dying here. That Immortal at the front doing some extra damage to the Roaches, the Phoenixes, and the Colossi Grant Vision. All the Roaches on the ramp taking the damages. Shine may just die here. It looks like he's going to die.
He has too many drones. He doesn't have enough army. He does not have the spy yet. Now it's done, but he just can't get any Corruptors in the end. It's already too late. He's losing everything. Shine is going to die in this game. And after an early lead in the best of 3, he will lose the series to SOS. Good play by the Wounding Star Protoss.
Yeah, just very solid timing attacks from him. A lot of these attacks that we're seeing are very old school, but they still work. And he's showing us that right now, saying, yeah, hardly anyone does this build, just 2 basic Colossus after Phoenix anymore. Nobody goes Hydras, but even if you don't go Hydras, I'm actually going to use my Phoenix to pick up your Infestors. If you were playing a little bit greedy, you didn't expect this, guess what? You probably should have played a little bit safer. That's what SOS is saying here as he walks into the main base. And this is it. Shine is dead. He's going to have to face the up and down matches.
Yeah, he's going to have to face the up and downs once again, whereas SS has his shot to go straight into Goddess in the 3rd round of Code A. Here comes a GG, and Shine is the game.
There is our winner, SOS, formerly known as Shy in StarCraft 1. He did it, and he did it well. Some excellent timing attacks. And that will, of course, close out our first best of 3 of the afternoon session. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Squirtle versus Youngwa.